about this AJ thing on AJ, I don't, and maybe it's because I'm sick and I'm sweating and I may or may not have a fever, but I have no recollection of saying I would masturbate on camera and or orgasm on camera, fake or not. No, what I remember saying on the phone with you is, oh my god, if we had like 1,500 or 3,000 subscribers by the time Pride comes, maybe we'd be able to get a float. But a float is very different than masturbating on camera and, you know, rocking the orgasm. So, I mean, if this is what you're really holding out for, you could just ask when you're here. You know, doesn't have to be on camera. I got some utterly amazing, fabulous, wonderful, insightful, smart questions to answer this week. And we couldn't do it without Shane, KB, and Mystery Woman who asked about the straight girl question. So thank you muchly. It is greatly appreciated. Keep on sending in questions, guys, please. Alright, so the first question was, what are some of the prejudices you faced within the LGBT community? I've noticed some of the other girls haven't really received much prejudice, where I wish I could say I haven't, but I did, and I received it fairly early on. It was one of my first prides that I went to, and I was basically called out for being too femme. I was told by a set of, you know, women who were more butch than I was, that I wasn't really a lesbian, that I was probably bi, like that's so horrible, that, you know, it was probably just a phase for me, and they really called me out. Also, if I go to, you know, gay bars or clubs or whatever, everyone thinks I'm straight. It never fails. Strictly because I'm femme. And I'm using these air quotes because it's so freaking annoying being called femme or being called this, which is the next question, so I'm not going to get into it at the moment, but I've definitely faced it. And let me tell you, boys and girls, I do the same freaking things in bed that those butch women do, and any other lesbian for that matter. Like, what makes me different besides my long hair, my love of makeup and heels? You know, what makes me different than you? Because of that, I'm, you know, penalized, like, I'm just not lesbian enough, you know, I'm just not gay enough. I don't get it. So I would actually love to hear from you guys on why it is maybe you guys think it's not as accepted. I really don't know. I just, and maybe this is a bit too kumbaya for people, but I don't think there's a right way to be gay. I don't think there's a right way to be a lesbian. I don't think there's a right way to be a trans. I don't think there's a right way to be a genderqueer. There's no right. There's just right for you. What makes you comfortable? What makes you happy? What is your way of expressing who you are? I like makeup. I like it. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say I fucking love makeup, love handbags, and I love my heels. I like all of that. But at the same time, why can't I like that and be part of this amazing community without the ridicule? Because I've gotten it, and I don't get it, because I'm a firm believer that there's no right way. It's just ultimately who you are. And let people express that without passing any judgment or, you know, being called less gay or less whatever, because I think it's total bullshit. I do. So if you've ever called out anyone for being whatever they are, don't do it. they're part of this larger community. They're part of it. Everyone's part of this larger community. So, you know, just simmer and let people be. Let them express themselves for who and what they are. Even if it comes in heels. Thank you. And I'll get off my soapbox now. Alright, so the next question is, do you happen to agree with categorizing, labeling, you know, that's going on, like, you know, whether you'd be defined as lipstick lesbian, butch lesbian, you know, stone butch, so forth, so on. I get that it makes people more comfortable to have a label. I understand that. Sometimes it even makes me comfortable to say, yes, I could call myself, you know, XYZ. But ultimately, no one label fits a person. So if I'm comfortable with people choosing 3 labels or 4 or none, because if they don't feel that that represents who they are as a person, why should they have to, you know, stamp it on themselves? But if they want to, then yeah, I'm all for it. Like, if you really think about it, how do you label yourself? Okay, so I don't like the term lesbian, so I use gay. I'm clearly femme, so what am I, femme gay? But I think like a man, so I'm femme gay man thinking label thingy? I don't know. That's why I guess I find it difficult to try to label someone. What's the goofiest, corniest thing you've done for a girlfriend? In college, I was in art history. Some people call it university. So whatever you call it, college, university, I was an art history minor. And I decided to impress a girl knows who she is. I was going to take an African art class because she was South African. African art is one mask after another, and about the time you see the 5th mask, they all look the same. They all look the same. And I thought it would impress her. No, it didn't. And it turned out that the part of Africa I was studying wasn't even close to her. And I'm a big giant douchebag and just assumed any sort of African art would be impressive. So I went ahead and took a whole semester of mask studying. But I could have taken another class that I really wanted to. So I exchanged my education for the love of a girl, and it didn't impress her. But I still won in the end. Haha. So victory. The 4th question is, have you ever fallen for a straight girl? And what did you do? Alright, so all the people that are saying, oh my god, it's so stupid to fall for a straight girl, I would like to know ever who your first crush was. Ever. Was she straight? Were you like in 6th grade, or maybe 12th grade, or maybe it was 8th, or maybe it was 3rd? Was she straight? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay? Everyone has had that straight girl crush. It never asked what age you were, so if you've fallen for a straight girl, raise your hand. Hi. I continually fell for the straight girl who happened to be my best friend. It was like Lifetime movie special. The worst was high school, when you're older and like you actually develop feelings for other people. It was a mess. It was a bloody freaking mess. I don't suggest it for anyone. I can't imagine it. It happens. So all I'm saying in this question is that it happens, but I don't think it's beneficial. What party does it benefit? Okay, for hooking up, maybe. Hook up with a straight girl, sure. Show her the wonders of our life. But, you know, a full-on relationship, stay away. It's bad. It's gonna end badly. Like, if she's really straight, don't do it. Don't. It goes kaboom. Boom. It's bad.